ASDA's mask crackdown, the political prince, and Boris Johnson on Bake Off. This is your TLDR News daily briefing for Wednesday, September the 23rd. It should come as no surprise that it is now law in the UK to wear face masks in shops, unless you have a reason to be exempt, for example a medical condition. But when this rule was introduced, controversy was caused as neither the shops nor the police agreed that it was their responsibility to enforce it. The argument the police made was that they physically are unable to enforce the wearing of masks in shops and issue fines. They had other police work to be getting on with. Supermarkets made the argument that if someone had a legitimate reason not to wear one, they didn't want to keep questioning them, and by virtue of this, make them feel stigmatised every time they came into a shop. So, although the mask rule was law, it seemed like there was no way for it to be enforced. Today though, it seems like the first UK supermarket is making steps towards cracking down on mask wearing compliance. ASDA have announced that anyone not wearing a mask on entry to their shops will be offered a packet of disposable masks at the door that they will then be able to purchase at the end of their trip. In addition to this, they've taken on an additional 1,000 safety marshals, whose job it will be to remind customers to wear masks and to ensure that baskets and trolleys are cleaned between uses. Although Asda appears to be the first supermarket to begin to push for more mask usage, other supermarkets could follow suit. In joint UK and US news today, a video message has been broadcast from Prince Harry and Meghan Markle, encouraging US citizens to vote and to reject hate speech. Meghan went on to claim that this presidential election was the most important in her lifetime. Although neither Meghan or Harry openly rejected Trump or endorsed Biden, considering Meghan claimed she would move to Canada if Trump won in 2016, claiming he was a misogynist, it has not taken long for people to connect the dots. Obviously, some people have suggested that this statement was intended to encourage people to vote against President Trump in November, which is a tricky situation for both Harry and Meghan to be in. Although they've left the royal family, they retained their HRH titles, meaning that commenting on politics is still frowned upon. Exactly how the public will respond to this is still unfolding and yet to be seen. In other, more light-hearted UK news, the first episode of a new series of the British institution that is The Great British Bake Off aired last night. Although the episode was filled with all the usuals, last-minute mistakes, amazing showstoppers and witty comments from the hosts, the episode featured a skit from the new host Matt Lucas. In this skit, he dressed as Boris Johnson and hosted a classic Downing Street conference in which he asked Prue and Paul their opinions on the pronunciation of scone, or scone. Unfortunately, they, didn't agree and we're none the wiser as to the pronunciation.
Good evening. Let's get straight to it. We are now approaching phase 46, which means that from Tuesday morning or Wednesday evening, depending on your height, we are saying, with regards to baking, if you must bake in a tent, but please don't bake in a tent.
Let's hope this is cleared up in a future episode. For those of you who think the news is too long, be sure to check out tomorrow's daily brief. Read the newsletter by signing up at tldrnews.co.uk/daily. Listen to the briefing by searching for TLDR News in your podcast app, or watch the briefing at youtube.com/TLDR Daily.
The Daily Briefing is a TLDR News podcast brought to you by 326 Limited. It was written and recorded by Ben Blissett, production assistance comes from Jack Kelly, and the executive producer of The Daily Briefing is Jack Kelly. Learn more about TLDR News at tldrnews.co.uk or by searching for TLDR on YouTube, Twitter, Instagram or Facebook.